Hello, welcome back to my channel, Divine Libra Wisdom. I'm back again with a weekly check-in reading for Taurus. This will be for the week of March 16th. Yeah, and so I'm going to go ahead and get into my disclaimers and things of that nature, and then we'll get into the reading. Obviously, I'm not on camera this week. I didn't really feel like being on camera, just rather you hear my voice. So yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're returning to the channel, I thank you so much as well. Hopefully, no matter what group you're in, you'll consider subscribing to the channel so that way you know when I drop new videos. As you listen along through the video, make sure you like it, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you share, and do all the things. The decks that I'm using, they will be in the description box below, as well as if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can do so by sending an email to me and I will get back with you. If you have any questions or concerns or anything of that nature, you can leave that in the comment section, or you can email me, but I will not respond to requests to do readings in my comment section. So you have to email me for that, okay? As far as noise is concerned, you shouldn't hear much. It's kind of fairly early in the morning that I'm doing these readings, so you may hear little sounds in my home, or you may hear, the washer. I have the washer and dryer going, or the washer going, but that's it. You may hear that, but other than that, yeah, noise should be to a minimum. Let's see what else. Other than that, yeah, I'll go ahead and get started. So the way that I do readings, I start with the start of the week, midweek, end of the week. I go column by column. And without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into the reading. All right, so you should see, their spread on your screen. And the first card that we have out is for water. This is missing an opportunity, discontentment, or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. So before I get too far into the card, I'm going to go ahead and give you, who you could be dealing with this week. So you have water signs out here and you have fire out here. So water and fire signs is who you could be dealing with. Numbers that could be significant for you are 4, 6, 9, 7, 18, and 35. Okay? All right. So back to this card, 4 of water. So, going into this week, I feel like a lot of you, rather, not some of you, but a lot of you could be feeling as though there's something that you're missing. There's something that is not clear to you. And it needs to, you need more information, especially with it coming out with the Cloak and Dagger deception card. We'll get more into that card, but I feel as though I feel like there's kind of something being hidden from you, something happening behind your back in a way. So with this saying, open your eyes to the possibilities, as well as, like I mentioned with the Oracle card that came out, with this one, I feel like this is saying open your eyes to the possibilities. It could be a number of things that could be happening for the reason as to why you may feel, like something like the wool is being pulled over your face, or eyes rather, is more so the saying. But yeah, I feel as though something is being hidden from you, and there's something that you don't have all the information. Especially looking at this card, the person is, or the mermaid rather, is has their head down in a way, and they're kind of they have their hand up against a wall or barrier or something, and they're kind of just staring down or looking down. Whew, sorry y'all for yawning. Yeah. I don't really get a sense of boredom though. I just more so get there's something that is something that's causing you kind of like a little stress because there's something that you're missing. It says missing an opportunity, but I feel like this is more so missing something else, like not necessarily an opportunity, but more so like you're missing pieces of information on a certain situation. And it could be in the form of, someone kind of playing in your face, basically. And I'll go ahead and get into the oracle card here. So number 7, cloak and dagger, deception. You see a person, a man hugging, I'm assuming a woman, and he has like a knife in his hand. So to me, it's like a backstabber, someone who's not being truthful, not being transparent. That could be in the form of, a friend. This could also be in the form of a person that you are in a romantic relationship with. Doesn't have to be the case, but it could also just be in general, like someone is playing in your face, like they are literally telling you one thing but doing another. You know what I mean? They're not being transparent about their actions or about their intentions. And so there's a need going into the start of this week to, just kind of be on your P's and Q's. Make sure that, you are using your discernment and, just paying attention to how people move. Okay, Taurus? All right. So by midweek, you have victory. It says good news is on its way. Public recognition or awards. Okay. So I think whatever it is that you were missing, whatever pieces of information, you were missing, it leads to you actually finding whatever the missing pieces were. Maybe you get, maybe the good news that comes in is more so you finding out that, maybe a person really wasn't for you, and you're able to kind of dodge that bullet, if you will. And so, just keep that in mind. Like you're going to find out, you're going to figure it out. Whether it be through, perhaps you reach out to someone else who knows this person, and then they give you that information, or you happen to come along it, like you happen to stumble upon it, or, whatever the case may be. Now with it coming out, with the 6 of fire coming out with number 18, cast a circle, raising vibrations. This could be, I feel like this is like friends helping you, assisting you with whatever it is, and that's what leads to your victory, because you also, in the 6 of fire, it looks like you have, some people in that card as well, additional angels or whatever in the card. And so I feel like this is people stepping in to help you figure something out, get your information. It's kind of all I see like a group of friends, like, on the internet, doing background checks, doing looking through social media, like just all those little things, just kind of stepping in and helping to assist you and trying to, narrow things down. If this is a case of, being, unfortunately, backstabbed by a friend, or like, or someone outside of you all circle, maybe you're trying to find evidence, or you're trying to put, pieces to the puzzle together. And so with them, you're able to do that because you have that assistance. You have that extra help to find this information out. That's what I'm getting. Okay. And so by the end of the week, you have 9 of fire. And this is, what does it say? 9 of fire. Yeah. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. So yeah, I feel like, if this is a situation where you have to, remove yourself from someone's presence, remove yourself from, being in a relationship with someone. You're doing that. It's like you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to accept this type of treatment. I'm not going to just, allow you to treat me any kind of way. So I'm going to meet, you where you're at. Since you want to play games, I'm going to play the best game. And I'm going to just remove myself from the whole equation because you're not about to play in my face. And so that's what I feel that, you're doing. You're standing up for yourself. You all are, you figured out everything that you need to figure out, especially with the assistance of friends or someone else who's, maybe it could be a thing where, you feel this way at work, because this definitely could be a situation that happens at work. You could have maybe a coworker, unfortunately, maybe they did do some shicey stuff and talk behind your back, or some kind of betrayal to you. And so by midweek, you're able to get your evidence together, get your information together, and you can build a case against them. And then by the end of the week, you're in, you have the victory, but you're in, where you stand up for yourself. And you're like, no, I'm not going to allow you to, paint a picture of who I am as a person if this is happening at work. Now, if this is, like I said, if this is more so, sorry, y'all. If this is more so on a personal level and it's between a couple, you are doing the same thing. Like you're saying, I got my evidence, I have my proof, so I can proceed, with leaving the situation. If it's a marriage and there's, unfortunately, maybe some infidelity going on there, then you have your evidence, and you can build a case, and you can reach out to, maybe like a divorce lawyer or whatever. And, and you go from there, So all in all, this is, the perfect time, to, get your stuff together. Now, with the nine of fire coming out with bewitched, you're under a spell. I feel like, this could have, and this came out, this bewitched card came out in Cancer's reading, funny enough. So maybe there may be some messages in there for you, because I did get a certain scenario between spouses, a wife and a husband, and I was seeing like a wife having to do everything on her own, where her husband or spouse just sat around and just allowed her to do everything. But to get the full reading, and if you feel compelled or called to go look at Cancer's reading, I definitely encourage it, because this bewitched card came out. So go check it out if you want. Sorry, y'all. Something, I don't know. I don't know why I'm having a hard time trying to talk. Actually, let me just get some water. Sorry, y'all. We're pausing if I can even get this water open. There we go. Sorry. Okay. Now with this bewitched under, you're under a spell. I feel as though this could have been a situation where, you kind of second guess yourself, because I feel like whenever I see this card, it makes me think of like mind tricks, or, being under some kind of illusion. And this, I feel like this is more so past energy, not the energy going into the, the future or whatever. Because of everything that you've learned, I feel like that spell has been broken. Like you've come out from under that spell, right? Where, where you could have needed that, that clarity, that information, you've broken the spell, basically. Like you come out from under the spell. And now you have courage. You believe in yourself. You can move accordingly for the things that you know now. You know what I'm saying? Whereas in the past, you know, you may have doubted yourself. You may have doubted what you saw. You know what I'm saying? All the things, if there were like maybe, for instance, things that kind of gave you pause, if there were red flags that you know, saw, but you didn't really want to put too much into it because it's kind of like, okay, well, you know, I see this, and this, but I don't know if I can truly trust it. You know, I need more evidence. I need more information. And so you got that. And so you've broken the spell. You've broken the spell that this person may have had over you, or, you know, the second guessing of yourself. Okay. And so to wrap this all up, in the past, which is at the start of the week, you may feel, you know, unclear about certain things, unclear about what you're seeing. People around you could be, you know, playing in your face, not being transparent. By midweek, you have help and assistance to where you can build evidence. You can build a case up. You find things out and you go from there. So there's a victory there. And so by the end of the week, you have all what you need. You present it if you need to, rather. But it could even be, it may even be like you're not even needing to present it to anyone else. You have it for yourself. So you're able to come out from under the illusion or under the spell. You're able to break that spell and be like, okay, now I see clearly, you know, who this person is, what they've been doing, how I've been, you know, bamboozling myself in a way because I didn't trust my instincts at first, which is nothing wrong with that, because sometimes, you know, we have to see things through. Like we have to see, you know, things have to, you know, make sense, you know what I'm saying, before we react, because a lot of times we don't want to overreact. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to play our hand too quickly because we got mad or we got upset and we acted on the first thing we saw. So it's understandable. Sometimes we need to let things play out so that we know for sure what's really happening. Okay. All right. So to wrap this all up, that was that. Now, I have your affirmation for the week, and it says, I have self-discipline. Okay. Again, that was, I have self-discipline. So yeah. Taurus I feel like Taurus is naturally are self-disciplined. They're earth signs. So much like Capricorns, much like Virgos, I feel like you all are very, very much disciplined, because you're so down to earth. So, and I feel like with the I have self-discipline, it speaks exactly to what I just said. Like with this being Taurus's reading, I feel like, again, you have to, and with me being a Taurus rising, like I have to see things through. Like I have to make sure I have all my, you know, I'll cross all my T's, I've dotted my I's. Like I have to have all the information before I move forward. I have to, being a Libra sun, I have to have all the facts before I proceed. So I have to make sure I analyze and I cover every single thing, I think of every little scenario before I make a move. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm, I'm tolerating anything. It's not that I'm cool with something. A lot of times before I make a move, I analyze everything. You know, I have to make a decision. I have to see both sides of everything, or all sides of everything, and then I move. And so this is kind of the situation or the thing that I'm getting with the self-discipline. You're disciplined to the point of, I'm going to make sure that I'm doing the best thing for me. You know what I'm saying? To make sure I'm the most safe, I'm the most okay. You know what I mean? All right. So that was your reading, Taurus. Hopefully it resonated. I hope you have a good week, and I will see you next week. All right. Bye.